Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Wow, that's a nice energy. I, Toastmaster Aditya, have the privilege to welcome you all to our 174th meeting of NITK Bhive Toastmasters Club. But before we start, there are three main rules. Rule number one: if you have a mobile phone, please turn it off or put it on silent, so that the one who is speaking doesn't get disturbed. I hope you have done that. And rule number two is please refrain from talking about sex, religion, and politics. And finally, rule number three: please do not enter the room or leave the room, exit the room when a speaker is speaking. Attitude is everything. Attitude is like a mindset, but it also can be trained. So first, you need to have that willingness, the enthusiasm, the energy, just like how you all have greeted me. And secondly, you should also have some constraints or rules so that you're on the right path. But these two are fine. But what leads you to a success is having that goal inside, having that goal and mission. As Toastmasters, we have a collective mission. So our Toastmasters Club mission is to provide a supportive and a positive learning experience in which every member is empowered to develop his or her personal communication and leadership skills, which in turn result in a greater self-confidence and a positive way and a personal growth. This person, what should I say? Having that right attitude matters a lot. So as I said, it is kind of a habit, but at the same time, every day we are thrown into situations where we are unable to grasp what it could be, because that is the first time we get into such situations. And this person, time and again, have gotten into such situations. Last time she was the GE, even though she was not aware of it. And this time, she was a presiding officer, even though she's not aware of it. She's like a fighter, and she is able to tackle each and everything that comes in our way with a correct attitude. So, without further ado, please help me welcome our presiding officer, Toastmaster Rashmi, our tackler of today's meeting. Toastmaster Rashmi.
I'm overwhelmed with the introduction he gave me on the spot. Thank you so much. As a presiding officer, I would like to open the meeting 174. And we are having the guests right here, so let's welcome our guests. I can see them here.
I am really sorry.
No problem. We were just inviting the guests, presiding officers. At the right timing. Would you like to take a couple of minutes and then introduce yourselves, or? Okay, why don't you introduce yourself?
Okay, I'm Sakshi, as you all know, and I'm here for the official club visit report.
Wonderful.
I'm here for the first time. I'm her sister.
Wonderful. Welcome. Then once you are here, we will ask you for the feedback at the end. So please enjoy, participate, and have fun. The minutes of the meeting were circulated, and do we have a thumbs up? Has everyone gone through that? Yes. Wonderful. Thank you. With this, I think we can start the session. Today's theme is attitude is everything. Attitude is everything. We keep hearing about this, and this is a very, very common statement, and we have been bombarded by this from the time we are in high school. Have a good attitude. Have a wonderful, positive attitude. Glasses never have empty, it's always half full. We are bombarded with it. But how do we take life? Personally, I've seen my couple of friends whom I'm associated with who have taken life the way we would not even have thought of. To quote some examples whom I'm being influenced by, one of the place where I volunteered, the principal of the school, it was an autistic school. She herself had an autistic kid. And the moment she had the baby, her husband left her. She had to stay with her dad, bring up the kid alone. But you look at her, she gets up at 4:30 in the morning, goes for a walk, because she has to take care of her health. Because she has to take care of two generations, one her kid, one her dad. She comes back, cooks, does all the household, so both of them are taken care of, and then comes to work. But the way she has brought up her kid is amazing. The kid, if you talk to the kid, you cannot make out he's autistic. The kid goes to a regular school and has got a job in IBM. He's able to converse with everyone. That's the reason all the parents listen to her, because she herself has an autistic kid, and if we or anyone else who are normal kids tell the parents, they'll say, you have a normal kid. You cannot tell us. But if she says she's talking out of experience, if you look at her, you cannot make out she has gone through that. She is so organized. Take any year, she has a diary for that. She knows exactly what she has done on which date and which time. It is amazing to see such people and to learn from such people. I've been surrounded with people like that who have been my kind of motivators, I would say. Whenever things go down, I remember such people and say, that is what I need in my life. I need to be like them and not crib about small things in life. Whether I miss the bus, whether it is raining, who cares? There are bigger things in life which people are tackling. So this is a very small example for your attitude towards life. She is an award winner. She has been on TVs. She has been nominated by government to handle the policies for autism. Why? Because of her attitude. If she was like anyone else, other parents who have been complaining, who have been cribbing, she wouldn't have been where she was. This is a lesson learned, and this is a very good example for preaching what we always talk about, attitude is everything. With that, I would like to hand over to the Toastmaster of the day, who is a native Bengaluru, who is our VP of membership, who is a very, very enthusiastic person who also has attitude, good attitude I would say, and how he showed it, he repeated his icebreaker, which none of us would have dared do that. With that, I would like to introduce Toastmaster Bhanu.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rashmi, for that wonderful and amazing introduction of mine. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this meeting for today, dear guests and dear Toastmasters. Before starting with the theme for today, let me explain the structure of Toastmasters meeting. Toastmasters meeting is generally divided into 3 parts or 3 sessions. The first being the prepared speeches, where our speakers will give their prepared speeches to achieve their milestones and the objectives of their pathways. The second part or the second session is the fun-filled table topic session, where our table topic master will give a well-connected topic and pick a random person in the room to give an impromptu speech on the given topic, for a very short period of time. Don't get skeptical about that. And the third session is the evaluation, where our speakers will be eagerly waiting to hear about their evaluations. Along with that, it is very important to keep up the time and the language, that is where our tag team will help us. So let me introduce our role takers for today. The timer being Toastmaster Vishal. Can you please explain the role?
My role as a timer is to monitor the time during prepared speeches, table topics and evaluation. I will raise the green card to signal the qualifying time, the yellow card for the target time and the red card for the maximum. I will present my report when the GE asks for the lead. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vishal. Our grammarian for today is Toastmaster Aditya. Aditya, can you please explain your role?
Yeah, as my role, I'll be noting down all the good usages and the not so good usages of your speech. And also, I urge everyone to use the word of the day, which is skeptical, meaning not easily convinced or having doubts or reservations. And its usages, the public were deeply skeptical about some of the proposals. And every time a speaker uses it, I will give them a thumbs up. And at the end, when GA calls me, I will publish my report. Back to you, TM.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya, for that role-taking explanation. The R counter for today, Toastmaster Ashwin. Can you please explain your role?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Bhanu. So, imagine you guys are proposing to a girl, and you do something like, you kind of think what to say. what do you think will be the outcome of it? You all very well know, right? In a similar way, certain words and usages like this can hamper the smooth flow of a very good speech. So as an accounter of today's meeting, I shall be making a note of all the filler words such as and also any crutch words like you know, so, like, but, and also any repeated words. And I shall come back with my report when called upon by the general panel. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashwin, for that wonderful explanation of the counter role. Before we start the prepared speech, let me just talk about something about today's theme. Attitude is everything. There are millions and billions and trillions of creatures on this world. What makes us unique as a human being? Any answers?
We have attitude.
Wonderful. Wonderful. How will that attitude come?
Thinking, what do you mean?
Thank you for that question back. It's the ability to think and the ability to process what we think. We all will become what we think. Is that true? Do you agree to this? Yes, no, or partially yes?
Yes.
That's great. How it works? So if we constantly think that I will achieve a goal, I will start taking steps towards it. For example, I will think that I will earn 30,000 rupees per month. Like a human magnet, I will get attracted to those opportunities where I can get 30,000 per month. And as long as I think that I can make 30,000, I will do it. There is nothing on this earth that we cannot have. Once we have the right attitude and thinking that we can always have it. So let's say I'm smiling and sitting at home having a great positive thinking attitude that I can outrageously succeed. Will that happen? No, it won't, obviously. What is that extra mile that we need to take to achieve that? Now you might be, skeptical about it. Right now he said, thinking is all we need and it's enough. What else is needed?
Effort.
Exactly. Yes, and along with that, there's much more things that we need. Make a commitment and you will move mountains. The key to getting what you want is the willingness to do what it takes. Exactly what do I mean by this willingness? For example, if it takes 5 steps to reach that goal, I will take that 5 steps. If it takes 50 steps to reach that goal, I will take that 50 steps. And if it takes 500 steps to reach that goal, I will take that 500 steps. That is called willingness. When you have this willingness to do, right steps will automatically fall into place. All of a sudden you will meet people whom you would have never thought you would meet, and doors will unexpectedly open to you. It might seem like good luck and good fortune is smiling at you. In truth, you will have created all these positive events, making a commitment and instructing your mind to move towards it. It all starts with having a great positive attitude of thinking, along with that followed by the commitment, willingness and persistence. So as our Sergeant at the Arms Toastmaster Aditya said, the mission of Toastmasters is to have a very good positive attitude and a learning experience that will help us increase our journey in the Toastmasters. And if I would like to take an example of today's, there were 2 prepared speeches for today. One of the Toastmaster couldn't make it here, and then another Toastmaster would also not, he's not able to make it for today's meeting. Having the right attitude and the commitment that we have to conduct this meeting at any cost, and that willingness and that persistence have made us to be here today. So let's all have that right positive attitude from the day, from the daytime we wake up and until we sleep. So let us all maintain that positive attitude. With this, let's start our prepared speeches. Our first speaker for today. He loves sports, ghazals, and old movies. He lives by the motto, "Karke dikhare." A tutor, a mentor, and a dear Rotarian. Now, I welcome Toastmaster Ramarao for today's speech with the title, Being Free. May I call upon the evaluator, Toastmaster Ashwin, to read out the speech objectives.
Thank you once again, Toastmaster Day, Toastmaster Banu. So, the purpose of the project is for a member to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. So basically the speaker is attempting his LTP2 speech. And timer, please note, the speech timing will be 5 to 7 minutes. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashwin. Toastmaster Ramarao, welcome. Over to you.
Thank you.
All the best.
When you were saying the other speaker did not turn up, I thought you will tell me, you show your attitude and make 2 speeches.
We all would have appreciated that attitude, sir.
You will not tolerate it. Who doesn't want to be free? Mr. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guest. We all want to be free. From something, for something, for whatever. And while I was working on this topic, thinking, I came across this old book which is with me since decades. Freedom. To present my point, I'll narrate a story again from Osho. Osho, then he was Acharya Rajneesh. Maybe you people have, most of you have heard or read about him, or maybe listened to him. He was my father's classmate, maybe 52 to 54, Sagar University. Anyway, so that story is from him. He never wrote anything, he only spoke. The story goes like this. Long ago, there was one fellow by name John Smith. He lived in a small town adjoining the main city of London. His profession, his family profession was metalsmithy. Probably that's how he got the name Smith, surname as Smith. He was highly skilled as a metalsmith and as a manager, as the owner of his company also. His company made variety of metal items and they specialized in making shackles. Shackles for the hands, shackles for the feet, and shackles for the whole body. And by experience and by the attitude they had to excel, they made very high quality shackles. And those were bought by governments and other people. It was said that nobody, no prisoner, escaped from the shackles made by John Smith's factory. That was the standard they had. In fact, the quality standards were so high that John Smith himself was very confident, and on many of the shackles he put his signatures as a symbol of trust, quality. Everything was going on fine, and by making and selling shackles and other items, John Smith became wealthy. So, generally things were growing, the factory was growing, everything was going on fine, till that fateful night when the dacoits struck their town. they looted the houses and factories of these wealthy people and took them as captive. Among them was our friend John Smith also, and they put them in the shackles, took them to the nearby jungle and dumped there to be eaten up by animals, or maybe they took them for ransom. As the robbers were leaving, these fellows, they started crying. Say, this is probably the last night, and by tomorrow morning they won't be alive. In the distance they could hear the hooting of jackals, the laughing sound of the hyenas. They knew this is the end. It was a quiet night. The sound was coming probably from a distance. And these fellows, they started crying. Only one fellow was quiet and confident. He was our friend John Smith. So the others, they came to him and said, yeah, you seem to be so confident and so cool. What makes you so? Say, friends, as you know, I am the best shackle maker in this world. And I know that every shackle has a weak point, weak link. I will manage to break my own shackle and be free. And don't worry, I'll make everybody free. Let these fellows go, the robbers. So after some time, as things were there, it was a very quiet night, and others, everybody calmed down, and suddenly they started hearing somebody sobbing. It was again John Smith. They all came to him and asked, what happened, man? You were so happy, so confident, and we were in fact rejoicing that we will be out of this situation. And suddenly, you were crying. Why? He showed his own shackle to those fellows and said, look, my signatures, nobody can break it. Even I cannot break it. That is the reason why I am crying. Had it been made by somebody, I could have done it. But now I cannot. That's the reason why I am crying. So again, gloom. Ladies and gentlemen, we all live with shackles. Some are given by the society, government, etc., like nationality, religion, caste, poverty, they are all given to us. But there are some shackles we ourselves manufacture. For example, I am too short. I can't join the army. I don't have money. I can't start a business. I can't invest. I am brought up in a small town. I don't know how to speak and therefore I cannot do it. So these are so many shackles we have. Luckily, we have instances where people have broken the shackles and set themselves free, not only themselves but so many others. One example in front of me is Wilma Rudolph, if any one of you have heard. If not, please go and read about her. The athlete and my idol. 1960 Rome Olympics, she won 3 gold medals for America. A few lines about her background. 19th child of poor parents. Mother, housemaid. Father, a laborer. Born with some defect in the leg, and doctors had said that she will never be able to walk without crutches. At the age of 11, she threw the crutches away, started walking, and by the age of 21, she brought America 3 gold in athletics. 100, 200, 400 relay. Time doesn't allow me, otherwise I can go on talking about her. Not only her, I am sure you also have broken some shackles. I have broken some. Eating Mosaranna Chitranna, that is what you understand is Andhra. I joined the army. And some, that is the hesitation of speaking in public, I have broken here on this platform. If I can, you can. Need attitude, and with that, some effort and fire in the body. Back to you.
Wow, what an amazing speech. Just now, some time before, I was spending some time with Mr. Ramarao sir. He just told me a quote: freedom is not free. Just a 3-word sentence which means a lot. Thank you, Ramarao sir, for this amazing speech and letting us know what freedom is and what it needs to take. Having a right attitude. With this, we conclude the speech sessions, and then now we enter into the second session, that is the fun-filled table topic session. Let me introduce the table topic master for today. A person whom I have never seen or interacted with her without smiling. Always it will be there, no matter what. A project manager by profession. Let me introduce table topic master for today, Toastmaster Rashmi.
For the benefit of the guests, what is table topics? If you have had a sandwich, which part of the sandwich do you like the most? The center portion. That is what this is. Prepared speeches and evaluation. This is the center portion where we're going to have a lot of fun. And to start the fun, who would like to volunteer and do the impromptu speeches? I have a bunch of topics here, and whoever picks the topic, you get to speak for 2 minutes maximum. So who would like to volunteer? If you cannot volunteer, I'm going to call the names. 1, 2.
I don't even.
Ah, there you go.
Everyone is gonna get it once.
Yes. I hope you can understand my reading.
Yeah.
Writing, sorry.
Please read out.
Yeah.
When is the last time you lost track of time? What were you doing then?
Can you repeat?
When is the last time you lost track of time? What were you doing then? I'm kind of an ambitional guy. I used to have the list of to-dos. I want to be a good public speaker. I want to learn swimming. I want to be a good swimmer. I want to do that. I want to do this. But then recently, when I have shifted my job from being a developer to being a product manager, that has consumed a lot of my time. I entered this platform so that I wanted to dedicate my time, this 2 or 3 hours and every day 15 to 20 minutes, so that I could improve myself in communications. But then I was somehow sucked into that black hole of my job. I came across a quote saying that you can be good at a job, but then you will only be good at that. You have to be, in order to excel in life, you should also be good at yourself, at whatever you do. So I would say the last time was the recent time where I lost track of time was in my previous job, which I broke my shackles, and then I'm spending my current time in whatever I like and whatever to finish my to-do list. So back to you, Toastmasters.
I'm glad someone is enjoying the job where you lose track of time. That means it's become a passion.
Nirvana.
So any other volunteers, or should I start calling the names? Okay, 1. Let's start from here.
What are your priorities in life? The first thing that is striking into my mind when I think about my priorities in life is my parents. So we all get involved into our lives day to day so much that we don't have time to spend with our families, especially with our parents. They are the ones who always wish good but they never express. And I have felt that over a period of time, spending a day long in the office, along with many other ventures that we would have ventured into, we forget who are there in our homes, who will be waiting for us. Let us realize that somebody will be waiting for us. We need to give priority for such people who really values us. So every day when I wake up, after doing all the jobs and ventures that we have ventured into, get some time in your busy schedule to just make a phone call and ask, did you have lunch? Or did you have anything? How is your day? That is how something you have to treat people whom you give priorities to. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Would you like to try? Come on, it's going to be fun. Let's try. Take a shot. Okay, next time. Ashwin?
My topic is, do you think human ethics are learned or natural? Well, it's a very good topic, I would say, because a topic something which would work differently for most of us. But I feel that human ethics are something what is most of the time learned, and it is something what we learn, whether it's in our workplace or whether it's in our school life, college life, or even from the people around us and even from the natural environment. So it is up to us, like how we make use of this ethics. And I would say there's nothing like good ethics or not so good ethics. It is what we want to take out of it, what we want to learn from it, how we can benefit from it. And what I can say is that once we are able to derive the benefits out of it, get the fruits out of it, and it's going to work the best for us, we can definitely make it a natural part of our life. So I can say that human ethics are something what normally we may learn, but later on we can also make it a natural part of our life and work as per it. So what I can say is sometimes initially maybe we work the way ethics want us to work, but later on once it becomes a part of our life, we can make it work for us. Back to you.
So wonderful thought. I never thought of it from that perspective. Thank you so much, because we all have different perspectives, so got a new perspective today. So who is the next person who can take this up? Vishal? I know, no, he didn't want me to call it. I've been there. I have been there with butterflies in stomach.
I also didn't want you to call me that. So I
know, I've been there. And I think my perspective changed when I went to the table topics competition and I saw Suparna speak. So. Read it out.
Who is the person you hate the most and what is his or her good qualities? If it is good qualities, why will you hate them?
That is the reason.
Yes. In the initial days of my company, I was hating my manager very badly. She was taunting me, she was brushing me, everything, every small reason she was pointing out that this means, I was hating literally. But at that moment I was happy that she was commanding women of our company. Everyone is thinking before they speak with her. I love that confident she was and her attitude, what she built with the entire office. And right now she is my goddess, I can say. Initial stage I was making mistake. Going forward I understood that what is the impact of that. each and every she taught me many things, how to speak, how to behave, and how to do work, how to avoid the things, and most very important thing, I was very open up with everyone. I was randomly speaking. I was not measuring with the people or the senior, junior. She told that everything should be on line between us and others. When you cross that, it will be impact. When you will be in limit that, you will be everywhere. You should understand what is that line, how to behave. Then you can cross. Before that, you should not cross. I am very thankful to her. Over to you.
See, now you know why I do that. Everyone has something good in there.
Initially, everything is learned.
We learn
Well,
something
understand
from
it.
everyone. Some people come into our life to teach good things. Some people, by troubling us, they'll help us stand up and learn good stuff. So, indirectly, everyone teaches us something. Next. Yes, sir.
The topic is how have you changed after COVID?
Yes.
Dear Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests. COVID has changed the world. I think it's the first time we are seeing such a scale globally affecting so many countries, rich or poor, working, non-working, everybody's impacted. It changed our life. For people who are working, it became work from home. For people who are in the travel business or in tourism, they lost their jobs. I think all of us are impacted. There's not a single person who is not affected. For me, it is an opportunity where, because my son was working from home, my wife had to go to office, so we became better bonded family because we all were staying at home. This is the best time that I spent with my son, because otherwise I would go early in the morning to office, come back only late, will not have so much energy in the evening to talk. And weekends are something, we do a lot of things which for family that we need to do. So that's the almost 12 months that I spent. My son is in US right now. I had not spent those 12 months of time with my family, which I spent during the COVID time. Of course, it was hard because my son was affected with COVID. He had severe throat pain and he was in a room. We couldn't even get in. Of course, that's not the good part. And we all had to wear the mask as we go outside, which is not comfortable. So there were troubles. We also had difficulties. But the best part during COVID was we all stayed together. And after COVID, I think the market opened up. And so much people were traveling because 2 years they're not traveling, so they had to go out and meet people. And you may not believe, the houses were empty because people are going home and working to their native place. And now the rents have gone up 2 times. The bad part of that is that so much of growth has come in a short time that rents are very high. I would see there's a good part and bad part of COVID. A lot of people affected. But for me, it was a good time. I spent time with my family. And now I anyway got job and I'm enjoying right now. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you so much. Wonderful perspective. Aditya,
I'm done. I first.
that is true. Here all the three are done.
Okay.
And then we'll give it to.
Make an attempt.
Yes.
That's okay. Even I felt the same. Like you, even when I attended first time as a guest.
Tomorrow you will be.
Give some secret talk.
If you cannot do it, you can pick the topic.
Or you write your own.
Yeah, write your own topic. Yeah.
What would you do if you knew you could never fail? This is actually a very exciting topic because there are so many things you can do if like you can't fail. But like I would like want to change the world like from my perspective. Like do big things, of course. Like I don't know.
One thing. Pick one thing.
Probably find cure for cancer.
Okay.
Like help people around, like in everything. So I'm really bad at this.
That's wonderful. Try.
A few more sentences.
Yeah, few more sentences.
On that.
Why would you want to do
Because there are people who suffer a lot from cancer and I've seen it with my eyes, so it's a big thing and like I would like love to find the cancer cure for it. Yeah.
Your dream will come true in 3 years' time. In Pune, we have that company who made vaccines. What is the name? Anyone? Serum Institute.
Okay.
Godawale. They are about to launch vaccine for cancer. Okay, that was my problem. Actually, see, if you are free, see, first part was freedom from something. The second part is freedom for something. That was given to you. You have the freedom to do whatever you want. The third part is just freedom. Sorry. Okay. Blank. Shall I write my topic? What would you do tomorrow if you lost your job? All your money. Consider that I have lost my job. Consider that I have lost all my money. Is that the end of everything? No, that's the beginning of something new, my friends. That is when the real friends will come up. Either I. Okay. I'll start living with friends. I'll start working with friends. Irrespective of whether I get paid for it or not. Actually, it doesn't matter. See, like freedom from everything. So, I used to realize if I can move around without a paisa in my pocket and everything what I want is given to me. Say, if I want to travel from here to say Paris and I walk into the airport and say, Paris ticket. Sir, please give a ticket for Paris and I get it, I walk into a restaurant, I said I want to have this. That is ultimate freedom. Perhaps I will dream of that state and who knows, I will achieve that also. Thank you.
Wonderful. I love this dream. Last one.
I think every area visit I've gone to, they have given me a topic.
There you go.
Thank you so much, Table Topic Master. My topic is what was the most important lesson you learned? The most important lesson I learned in life was never to be overconfident. Now, why overconfident is because when I was in my 9th, 10th, I was a person who was very bad at chemistry as a subject. There was no exam, I think, that I would not fail because I was so bad at it. And I could not remember the short forms of all these gases and the acids, bases, and I don't know, it's just too confusing for me personally. So I remember it was my 9th standard final exam and I had gone to my teacher and I was like, I don't think I will pass, I will for sure fail, but please don't tell my parents that I don't study over here properly. And I went back home, and that's when my dad, he told me, sit down, I want to speak to you. And he spoke to me. He told me, see, overconfidence of failing versus overconfidence to pass. Analyze the difference. Let me know what you want to do, and come back to me the next day. And when I sat down to myself and I was just thinking about this, I realized I was being overconfident of failing without even giving a try to it. And that's when it struck me. Why should I not take a try? Why should I not actually sit down and study the entire night, try clearing my paper and proving that I can be overconfident to pass as well? And that's when I sat down, I studied the entire night. I just scraped through, I got 32 on 100, which is just pass. And that day, the lesson that I learned is to never give up easily. If we are not able to do something, we should actually go on to try doing it and prove ourselves that failing is not everything. And we should be overconfident only when we want to actually pass and prove ourselves. Over to table topic.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. With this, I think we are down to, we think we covered everyone. We will close the table topic session and over to you to the next session.
Thank you so much,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
No, the table topics is always fun-filled. I just remember my initial days where I attended Toastmasters as a guest. Ma'am, I was like, same attitude. I can't do that. I took some 2 minutes of time. I just sat and then waited for another speaker to speak. And then I came back again and I spoke. And now trust me, I will wait for this session to happen. Everybody will be waiting for this session because you don't need to get prepared for this. And it will always be fun. You'll try to remember, the past experience of yours, which you would have never thought. So that is why we always like this table topic session. Now we move to the third part of the Toastmasters meeting, that is the evaluation. Let me introduce you to the general evaluator of today, Toastmaster Ashwin. Toastmaster Ramdas.
Thank you, Toastmaster Day. Yeah, evaluation is a breakfast for champions. We all need feedback. And in Toastmasters, we don't mean feedback means only improvement areas. We believe that we need to tell the speaker, like we are like a talking mirror. Evaluator is a person who can speak, like a mirror who can speak. So we want to identify the strengths of the speakers or the role takers so that they can become better in that area, and there are of course some improvement area which we'll highlight. They can also work on that. So this session is to reflect on how the meeting happened, what things went well, and how we can do better next time. Today we had, before we get into evaluation, so there is a small rule like this in Toastmasters that everybody should speak on table topics. So we cannot miss that opportunity. So let's invite Toastmaster Lakshmi ji. Pick your best topic. You can take 2 topics.
No, one is good.
You can take all the remaining.
If I knew, I wouldn't have put that in. Okay, what job would you recommend for people who love nature? Okay, I can think of a lot of things. One would be probably the dog walkers and anything to do with animals, the veterinarian stuff. That would be one of the jobs. The second job would be forestry, anything in forestry. The third thing would be climate change. The fourth one would be oceanography or cleaning up the oceans and looking at that. The fifth one would be the environmentalists who are looking at cleaning up the air and then making policies for those and keeping us helping us in breathe good air. There are also people who dive into oceans and clean up the ocean and save the animals. That is another one. I can probably think of more. The worst one would be only from the nature perspective is architecture, I feel. But in that also, if you go to temples and bring holistic environment, not the shopping ones, I think it is still better. So with that, I think I have rest my case. Back to you. I had not thought of it when I wrote, so thank you for making me think.
You give me one of the jobs, I lost it.
You can also think of sponsoring me for traveling.
You got a topic of your passion, so you picked the right chit as well. Good. Well spoken, Toastmasters. We have had only one speech today and evaluated by Mahalakshmi. Can you have feedback, please?
Thank you, Chandra, Toastmaster members. So, once again, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my esteemed speaker, Colonial Ramarao in particular. So, I would say, sir, first of all, congratulations. You just started with your speech with a bang, I would say, and you started with a question: are we all free? And also, whenever you had to speak, you used very good body language, which was vibrant with the entire audience, and even with the flow of your speech, you are able to use the body language in a precise manner. Although, just one thing I would like to say is maybe you could have add a few movements also on stage. Probably you were stuck with your notes, but even then, it was good to see that at least you kept it over there and did not actually depend on it. And it did not bar your body language. Then also I would say that you started with a story which is very relevant to us, something which had a very good message in the end, and you lead up with storytelling, I would say. And the message what you gave was also a very good eye-opener, that is, we all live in shackles and some of them we actually manufacture. A very good example, very relevant for all of us today. Also, I would say your vocal variety was intact. You knew when and where you had to use that pitch, the tone and the volume with perfection, when to raise it, when to keep it at a normal tone. And also, your gestures went on well along with whatever you spoke and your body language. And also, I could see that you were comfortable in the storytelling part. You made the entire story the part of your speech, also giving the right message as to what you were trying to convey to us and making the audience aware of it. And also, I would say that you left a very good impact. In terms of the pacing, I would say, which is one of the important parts of your particular level 3 project 2, I would say it contributed substantially to the effectiveness of your storytelling and your storytelling skills. With that, just one thing I would like to say is, when I went to your project, I realized that you probably had to work on the elements of a good storytelling. You went on with a story which was really good, but maybe you could have just told us what are the good elements of a storytelling, and you could have used those elements also in your story so that we could have a more connect with what you are actually trying to convey through the storytelling. Having said that, I would say, Colonial Ramarao sir, it was a brilliant speech, and you really opened our eyes in terms of not only telling the story, but what we can learn and take away from it. And I would challenge you just one thing, maybe I felt that that particular paper, what you were using as reference, was not actually required. So you can maybe come out and try putting out whatever you want, because you have the confidence in you without using any kind of reference or any kind of paper or material. And in that way, you can even enhance your body language and your gestures also, and you can even keep your audience also involved. With that, thank you so much, and look forward to listening to more and more speeches from you, Colonel Rangarao sir. That will genuinely value.
Thank you, Toastmaster. I agree with all the feedback is given. Toastmaster Colonel Rangarao ji, it's a pleasure to give my feedback as well. And Colonel ji and myself, we work together in training. We're close friends. Just a couple of more points to what Toastmaster already mentioned. I like the way you came on the stage. You stood relaxed and looking at everyone. For me, that's the best way. You're not hurried to start your speech. You're very comfortable as you started. You took deep breath. It's very nice. You shown the book. You didn't only talk about the book. You brought the book. It's a prop that you shown. It's also nicely done. The pauses were excellent. If you look back at the video, there were very good pauses that actually gave us time to absorb what you're talking about. You gave self-example of, at the end, you said that breaking the shackle, you told about yourself. Normally we think of army means somebody who's very stout, strong, mustache, and nobody can imagine that you're from army. You said you came out of those shackles and you were exemplary officer in army as well. Couple of things to take your speech to next level. As already told by Toastmaster Ashwin, you don't need any reference. You can speak for hours. So if you challenge yourself that you cannot take paper, let me try. Mind definitely will support, so try next time. Second, you mentioned about sobbing. John Smith was sobbing, which was heard by others. So there the pitch could have been a little lower, because when you say sobbing, it cannot be the same pitch. There if you reduce the voice, it will be more impactful. I really wonder what happened to those people who were left there. So story did not end for me. I started the story extremely well. And after, in between, we jumped to relate to us. So still I'm curious to know what happened to those people who were left in the forest. They are really correct. So it's a question for me. Maybe there could have been some good ending for the story. Maybe a little bit more energy would have been helpful. You were, according to me, pitch was here, little bit up, little bit down, but mostly it was down. The punch could have been better, especially at the end. You said, if I can do, I'm sure all of you can do. Leave with a punch at the ending would have been really good. Toastmaster, Colonel Rangarao ji, we all know, we look up to you when you give a speech. Lot of content, lot of takeaway messages. I really enjoyed. Wish you all the best. Look forward to the next speech. Thank you. Okay, so may I request our tag role takers to give feedback. We'll start with our timer, Toastmaster Vishal. Please come.
Thank you, Toastmaster and guests. Table topics, everyone is covered in the minimum time. Everyone become eligible. No one is crossed more than given time. And Banu Prakash has taken around. Banu Prakash taken 12 minutes instead of 8 minutes. And Ramarao sir for speech his speech limit was 7 minutes. Sir has taken the 7 minutes 55 seconds. Everyone is in England.
Thank you. Just for information, how old Vishal is member of our club? Or rather, when did he become Toastmaster? Any guess? Only a few weeks back. He gave his icebreaker speech last week. So we encourage Toastmasters to take up the roles. It's the only way that we can learn. Just sitting there and listening is not going to help. So, Toastmaster Vishal, and you're doing for the first time. Very good. Congrats. May I request our counter, Toastmaster Ashwin, to give the report.
Thank you once again, General Evaluator, Mr. Ramnaswat. Well, I would just say that last week's grammarian report is actually directly proportional to my account report today, because last week you all had very good usage of words and my paper was 2 pages full, and today the account are just like the use of crutchword and filler words are just like countable, that it's like just half page full actually. Okay. With that, I would like elaborate on my report. So first of all, I would like all of you to give a huge round of applause to our president, because I would say she was flawless in her presidential speech.
Actually,
Yeah, and to top it all, as our surgeon announced told that she was not even ever that she'll be giving a presidential speech, and even to top that also, she had very good short pauses. So kudos to that, ma'am. And also, I would just say that she used so and but, which are supposed to be like crutch words, but these were actually relevant to the sentences, so I would not count them as crutch words. Now coming to our Toastmaster of the day, so definitely I would give you the benefit of the doubt, because you were the person who took us through the entire meeting, spoke the longest. So coming to you, even then you did a great job. I had nothing much to add. Only thing, you know that you used like 3-4 times. Out of that, once you had used it as a repeated word. You know twice you used. You used like once. Long pauses you had 2 to 3. You used the surgeon at the arms, probably like surgeon at arms. From the day again was a repeated word, but that's about it. Speaker, Colonel Ramarao, sir, just one word I could capture, that is the word and used twice in the same sentence. Then coming to the table topics, speaker 1, that was Toastmaster Aditya, just one long pause. Speaker 2, Toastmaster Banu, one so and one long pause. Speaker 3, I did not capture mine. I'm sure I would also like use certain words and phrases like this. Speaker 4, our timer. So far no one had used any filler words, it was only crutch words, but you started with it, like one otherwise everything fine. Speaker 5. Speaker 5 was
that's okay.
yeah. Okay. Speaker 5, so once, long pause once, the word you was repeated, once. Speaker 6, our guest, ma'am, I guess you have got a lot of likes on social media, so I would so that's why I feel you like using the word like. Oh, it was a lighter note. And anyway, a good round of applause for giving a first attempt at a speech. Yeah, but that's about it. Back to Arjun.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashwin. When you are called upon to explain your role, you started. How did you start? You talked about girlfriend proposal. So it's a nice way to introduce your role. It's very, very nice, very curious. And we know Toastmaster Ashwin, what is the role he takes. He does excellent job. Last time being grammarian, he gave extremely good feedback as well. Appreciate. Thank you for your work. We invite grammarian Toastmaster Aditya to come.
Thank you. So I was trying to find whether are there any bad usages, but I tried and I failed. Very few. So for that, congratulations to you all. Starting with Toastmaster Rashmi B, these were the few good usages. Not crib about small things in life. Lessons learned. preaching what we always talk about. Coming to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Bang. You are the only one, I think, who have used the word of the day that is skeptical. So thank you for that. Don't get skeptical about that. We become what we think, outrageously scared, make a commitment, you will move mountains. And one correction is, you are trying to use I will to supposedly describe a situation, condition or a hypothetical situation. So instead you could use the if clause. Like you use if I think I will think that I will do something. Instead of that, if I think this, that will happen. And one more correction is from the daytime wake up until we sleep. So you use day and wake up again. So that is like a redundancy. You could use from the time I wake up until we sleep. Coming to our speaker, Toastmaster Ramarao. Few good usages are adjourning, fateful night, hooting of jackals, laughing of hyenas. What we live with shackles, some we manufacture. If I can, you can. Freedom for something, freedom from something. And I'm not very sure whether this is a correction or not. You have used put signatures, but I feel it is definitely put signature because signature is like a brand and you only sign at only one place. So for that reason, I feel that it is put signature and not put signatures.
If you allow me, it is always plural.
Is it? Okay, then I stand corrected. Then no bad usages, everything is a good usage. And coming to Toastmaster, General Evaluator Toastmaster Ramdas, but evaluation is a breakfast for champions. So this is my report for the meeting. Back to you, General.
Thank you. Very nice role, Aditya. So keep doing this role. Nice, thank you. Okay, it's time to evaluate the whole meeting. We start the meeting 1 minute late, which I think is not the right thing. We should start on time. We are all here in the room and we are not waiting for anyone. Time doesn't wait for anyone. Why should we wait? We should make a practice. Essay in earlier club, Essay will stand on the stage waiting for the time and start sharp at 7. I think we should start that practice here as well. Or say Aditya, you are a transformed person. I seen you last year and now. I also heard your speech earlier. I see your high pitch as you talk, even in this role also. That's your strength. Your beautiful smile. I liked your smile, very contagious. You talked about the 3 rules. You talked about the goal and mission in our life, like that Toastmasters also have a mission. What I like the most is you're able to repeat the mission of Toastmasters without reading from a paper. Excellent. You have very good memory. And standing here, recalling that is a challenge. So you've done extremely good job. And your introduction of the presiding officer was excellent. I believe that introduction should be personalized. Suppose we ask somebody to give introduction, reading from that will become too mechanical. When you talk about from your experience, because we know each other so well, that will touch the heart of the person who's coming here, and that actually takes us to the next level as someone comes on the platform. It's the right thing to do. You've done an excellent job. Round of applause to our SAA, Toastmaster Aditya. Coming to the table topic master or Toastmaster Rashmi. You started, it's like a sandwich between speeches and evaluation. Nice way to start the session. The best ways you did something unique today. You brought the chits, we picked. So it helps in a couple of ways. One is, I'm not being on the topic. I'm picking my chits. It's my luck what comes on the paper. It's good according to me. Second is, I'm able to read. So many times, because I'm standing here or sitting there as I listen, I may miss some of the words. If I have a chit, I read couple of times, I've read out, it registers in my mind. It's a very good way to make the speaker at ease and he or she can speak well. So those 2 things were done and the topics were very good, very relevant topics. And the good thing about Toastmasters is the topics looks very simple. As we keep talking, connecting sentence becomes challenge. really good topics. And what I liked is after the speaker, you connected to the speaker what he or she spoke. That's extremely well done. You encourage the speakers. You said, I've been there. You give that confidence to speaker. Yeah, we all went through this process of learning. Even for me, the first time I went to Toastmasters 11924, I was not seeing anywhere. I was seeing down. It took a couple of meetings for me to come to the stage and stand there. So encouraging speakers that okay, you come up here, I went through this, really nice. So very, very well done. And you put all of us at ease. You are that personality, or I would say charisma. Looking at you on the stage, it becomes sort of relaxing for all of us. Well done, all the best. Congratulations. Coming to the Toastmaster of the day, presiding officer again, Toastmaster Shmiji. You start the meeting, 174th meeting, you open, you welcome the guests. As you're speaking, the guests who are walking in. Of course, Sachi is not a guest, he's area director. And the guest, you welcome them. You talked about the theme. Before that, you said, let's enjoy and have fun. If learning is fun, then we don't feel like it's trouble to learn. So you encourage that, okay, let's have fun today. We always look at quality and not quantity. So that was really nice. Then you talked about the theme. Attitude is everything. You give a personal example. I believe if you give a personal example, we touch better because it's coming from our feelings. I also experienced when talking about the principal who had this autistic child, special kid, and she was getting up at 4:30 in the morning, and she was looking after the kid and father. As you're speaking, it was coming from your heart. That exemplified that attitude of that principle is something. I mean, I'm getting really sort of goosebumps as I talk because it's not easy. And this lady who got some prize for being principal of that, it is really touching story, and sharing it from personal example, really nice. You could have told the name of that person. I'm very, very eager to know who is that principal, who also got the award. Maybe I'll go back and refer to what she is. Introduction of the Toastmaster day is excellent. Again, you personalize, Bengaluru native, enthusiastic, and a good attitude. Really well done. Congratulations. Then Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Bhanu. You're doing this for the first time, this role?
Yes.
Yes. You have a beautiful smile. Even now I could see. So, smile is the best way to make ourselves relaxed and audience also get relaxed. Because when I smile, I relax myself from my face, and there's a connection between mind and body. When I smile, the mind thinks that I'm relaxed. Mind thinks I'm relaxed, again I would smile more. So just well done. We talked about the 3 parts in Toastmasters that could have helped the guests. We talked about used skeptical word, nice. Then you talked on the theme. So you spoke on the theme, well, ability to think. You asked a couple of questions. It's a very, very good way. Typically, sitting in the audience, we don't want to think. Right? Either we want humorous or something just listen, and how much of us we take is up to audience. But somebody asks a question and look at us, that person start thinking. So best way is ask question and solicit answers from audience. You have done very well. And Ramaraji is always spontaneous to give answers, and so that brings little fun. See, one more thing also, as a speaker, when I ask a question, I am seeking answers. But what am I doing? I am also thinking. It gives me time to think what I should be speaking next. Well done. Couple of things, if I may suggest, maybe next time, I know you're doing for the first time. Looking at the mobile and looking for your notes in the mobile, according to me, is a distraction. At best, what you could do is you keep a small paper. You all look at Modi ji, right? He looks down and still speaks. What is he doing? He's picking up his next point from the chit on the table. So this is a best practice even for speakers. If you really want, ideally we should not take any chit on the table. But being the Toastmaster day, you have long speech you need to give. Put some bullets, put a small paper, pick up the point, go next. So if you look at the mobile, use the eye contact of the audience, which is not really good. That's one thing. Challenge yourself. Give some personal examples. In your whole story, you talked about something, attitude. If you told about yourself, how it would have helped you in your life, it would have been better. Otherwise, Toastmaster Banu, first time doing this role, your voice is very good. You have sort of conviction about what you're speaking. What you spoke, it was very genuine for me. Wish you all the best. Take up more roles. Thank you. To summarize our meeting for the day, today we have less number of members. May not believe we had 4 scheduled speakers. It came down to 2 today morning or yesterday, and it was only 1. Luckily we have Toastmaster Karnalji here to save us. Thank you. It happens. All of us have some responsibilities. Someone cannot, she got stuck, not able to come. It all happens, but despite all this, we have quality meeting, which is most important. And in Toastmasters, we believe that we have to add value to every member who comes to the meeting. So being less in number, maybe in one way, good, because all of us could speak. We come here to improve, we come here to learn. This opportunity that we have today, it was fun-filled according to me. There is very good speech, taking back that we should break from shackles, very good message from the speech, fun-filled table topics, challenging all of us. And attitude is everything, even I believe. Because what I want to become cannot be only in theory. If I have the attitude that, okay, I can do it, I will do it, and as rightly said by the Toastmaster of the day, if I want to take 5 steps, I want to take 5 steps, take 5 steps. I have the attitude that, okay, I'll set a goal, I'll do it. In fact, Colonel Ramarao ji is the best example for me. He'll do whatever it may take to do things. So we should have the attitude that set a goal, work for reaching that goal. It may or may not happen, but I should put my efforts. So thank you. I really enjoyed the meeting today. And for me, quality is the most important than quantity. Of course, if there are more members, it will be really good. Thank you so much, and back to Toastmasters.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Ramarao sir. I really loved the session today. It was very fun-filled, and I would like to thank you all for making up your valuable time and attending this meeting for today. I really look forward for much more meetings, and I would like to hand over the stage to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Rashmi.
Thank you. Before we get to the feedback, can we do the voting while we are talking on this one? While you are doing, you've already done it? Okay, I'll keep this one second. While we are waiting on these feedback and this one, I have a question to ask you all on the attitude. So what is this? A glass?
Half it.
Half it. That is what an optimistic would say. Someone else can say half of this is air and half of this is water. So a psychologist would come and say, you have all the opportunity to fill it, so fill it. A person who likes wine will say, half of it is very good for me. A person with a passion for wine will say, half of a good wine, I am taking it with me. It is expensive. So it all depends on the attitude. Right?
No, it reminds me of a Sardar. So his doctor advised him, cut down your liquor by 3/4. he stopped adding soda.
Attitude. That's it. See? So attitude is everything. Whoever it is, so attitude is everything. I think with that, I would like to take the feedback before we go with the votes.
It was
What did you
really
feel?
fun. This was my first time, so it was really fun listening to all of you and all.
Please come more up.
Yeah.
I think with this, we would like to go with the votes and sorry, trying to figure this out. The winner of the table topics is Sakshi.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, I didn't recognize from art. That's the reason I got confused. I was trying to figure out who it was, then I realized it was there. Sorry. I'm very sorry about that. I apologize. With that, I would like to close the meeting 174. And some office keeping stuff. We have a debate session.
Can I?
Yes, please. Can you? Yeah.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. The next meeting is on 11th of August, next Friday, same time. We have an interesting debate, and the topic for debate is work from home, work from office. So each team has to justify one of this, and already there are two teams. Aditya is leader of one of the team. Suparnaji, Atmika and Rashmi are part of Aditya's team. And Vishesh, the leader of other team. Chandar, Bhanu and Ramraji, members of the team. I'll share the rules for the debate. Look forward to very interesting, very challenging debate next week. So please do come. It's really fun, where we challenge each other point of view. Thank you.
Close the With that, I think I closed today's meeting 174. We had a lot of fun and I think let's network now.
I have a feedback here.
Yes.
Okay, the meeting is closed, but we'll let the camera remain. There is a success story here, and somebody has broken some shackles. She is oblivious to what is happening here. If you listen to her speeches, old speeches, every sentence had actually, she has actually overcome it, and today she has not used even once. Back to you.